gives the coaches an idea how to work with the individual young person, how they feel about coming into session, what motivates them to take part in sport. It gets the coaches thinking about that. It's not just about the sport, it's how we deliver the sport and how it can be inclusive for everyone that turns up. Finding ways of engaging people, so this course gives you a chance to do that.
It was a really informative type of course. It was different from like activator courses that I've done in the past, and it was more into how to coach rather than what to coach. So it was really informative to change my coaching style really.
The empowerment workshop was a very good split between the sort of theory and practical side. So you were able to learn a lot about the research behind empowering coaching and then see that in practice when you went in the practical sessions, which I feel really put more of an important emphasis on how you actually deliver that in a street game sort of way. I thought that was excellent.
Everything, like everyone being able to just come together and share their ideas and learn something new.
The empowering coaching course gave us the opportunity to learn a lot of theory but also put it into practice. So it was really good, gave us lots of ideas. It's kind of given us a good flavour of what we do well, but also what we can add in as well.
I'd say it's a really good course, gives you lots of ideas and also reinforces the stuff that you might be doing anyway, which you hadn't really thought about, so just reinforcing that and giving you more ideas.
It was a nice balance of some time within a classroom, workshop setting, getting to know some other coaches, learning from them some of their best practice, and then actually getting out onto the court and putting it into practice. Making that they can input into, instead of just being told, this is what's on offer and that's it. The principles of the Empowering Coaching course were in line with how we like to approach at YMCA Coventry and Warwickshire. It's very person-centered and very much in line with a youth work style of philosophy in terms of trying to enable young people and their development and to allow them the choices of how they want to develop and how they want to take part in sport. So really giving them the chance to shape it, so where they have that decision making that they can input into, instead of just being told this is what's on offer and that's it.
I found the application of the theory was very, very useful and it worked very, very well. For me, I'm a kinesthetic learner, so for me, actually putting theory into practice is something that really helps me learn.
I enjoyed the link between theory and practice. I thought the way the course progressed in terms of helping to give a greater understanding about motivation. I think motivation is a subject that's often overlooked within sporting settings and participation within sport. I think the Empowering Coaching course, it really helps to give an understanding for people that are delivering on the front line in terms of motivation and how to enhance that within their sessions.
It was probably the way the course was delivered in terms of interaction, but then also the benefits for the coaches and the young people. By looking at the approach through the ABCs, they certainly got a lot of information and allowed them to think differently about their coaching style. Obviously it looks at kind of the choice and the voice of the young people and kind of like through the child-centered approach that's key for all the sessions that we do within the communities. So obviously we're not forcing them to be there, so if we can give them the best experience when they're there, then kind of we're doing our job properly.
We've definitely give the kids a choice in what they want to do, so every Friday night they now choose what they want to do rather than what we want to do, because we'll just choose the same things every week because we enjoy it. But it's all about it's their session.
When I'm planning my sessions now, trying to give the young people a choice more, to get them more involved. Remembering everyone by their names, it makes a big difference, and just being able to set goals changes the whole way you think of coaching.
I think it's really highlighted for us in terms of how we plan some of the sessions. It's actually within our planning, how can we allow more choice for the young people at the outset? How can we be ready for them to actually make some of the choices so that they have more enjoyment out of it? And then how can we create a better culture of belonging, which is something in line with one of our strap lines of belong, contribute and thrive with YMCA Coventry and Warwickshire. That's in line with the philosophy of empowering coaching of what culture are we creating. And so it's really helped us within our planning, but also in how we evaluate sessions.
I think it definitely helps on a behaviour point of view, because it makes the coach and the young people work together more as a team.
I think they seem to enjoy the supports and enjoy the session more than what they're used to, because it's their session at the end of the day, not ours. Definitely the teamwork and skills have worked a lot better, and the behaviour seems to have improved a lot since when I first started here.
Throughout the weeks when we implemented it, really increased, and seeing the sessions were a lot more supportive, a lot more participation, which it resulted in the kids enjoying it a lot more. The behaviour has dramatically improved. I feel that's because they are having a say in what they do and how they do it. Therefore, when they're turning up, they're able to implement their own ideas, which makes it more personal to them, makes it feel like they're a lot more part of it. Numbers have been increasing, and enthusiasm in the sessions have been much better, and their reaction to the coaches have been better as well, so their sort of rapport with them has been able to build throughout the weeks.
We work as a team more, rather than having 12 voices. They've kind of become one big voice. And if one has an opinion and they agree, they kind of say, I agree with you, let's have this voice together, rather than saying, I've got two voices, want the same thing, and shout. They've kind of to learn to have the same opinion and talk about it together, which is obviously great when it comes to like discussions and kind of organising games and things like that.
The main difference that I've noticed, and that all the other volunteers and coaches have noticed, is that we used to have a lot of them sitting out because it's not what they want to do. And then if one person sits out, all the friends sit out, and you just end up coaching 3 or 4 people. But now the autonomy and the belonging, and it's all came together. We've got more people joining in and not many people sitting out. Or if they do sit out, you talk to them and they come straight back in.
Yeah, I think the young people, some of the things that we've seen has actually helped them to consider, okay, what other areas, besides my actually sports session, what other areas can I get involved in? So it's actually empowered them to consider the other things that they can actually have a say in, and what other projects they might be able to get involved in and develop themselves as a potential future coach.
So when we run the Empowering Coaches project in Newport, South Wales, we've seen engagement increase within our community sessions, and also the retention as well of the young people. So it's really allowed us to kind of think about what we're doing and be a bit clever in how we're investing in community sport.
For myself personally, working in a sort of education background, so I used to be sort of this like very regimental and very sort of step by step, but now it's about giving the kids again that ownership over what they do and the equipment that they use and what we do from week to week, so they have their own opportunity to pick what they do, which again supports that sort of all inclusive and collective environment. Yeah, we've got we're a lot more proactive and sort of communicating with each other about our ideas and how we could implement them in different sessions. So there's constantly emails going around and text messages and meetings about how we can improve everything and how we can push it on for the participants, and also push ourselves on as coaches.
I think in terms of the coaches, again, it's their own development, which is then passed on to some of the participants. We've actually had some young people that have gotten involved in their coaching, so it's actually started to trickle down, and it's not just about those coaches who are already coaching for us, but those future coaches, and some of the skills and the empowering coaching philosophy to be passed down to the younger generation. So it hopefully starts even at the early days, instead of them necessarily, they can already understand some of the benefits, and the coaches can share that with them. So hopefully that culture is just replicated as they develop and grow.
I would encourage them to do it, as it gives them a new look at how to coach and why we coach, and the sort of positives it can have on young people, especially in this sort of environment where the street game settings from kids from different areas and backgrounds really supports them going forward.
Definitely do it, because as a coach you always want to learn, and simple things like that you don't think about when you go to do a degree or you do courses. This helps. It thinks about more the personal development of young people and yourself, rather than kicking the ball and the skill side of it. It talks about kind of the personal development side, which is what street games is all about, and all that kind of young people getting a voice that they might not have at home or at school. So I think that's definitely where it comes into it.
I'd say don't even think twice about it. Just come on and you'll learn. You might think you know how to be a coach, and you might think you know how to get everyone involved. You probably don't, because it enlightens you so much.
They should go for it, because it's really going to change their attitudes towards coaching. I think they'll find that they retain participants if they coach in these ways.
I would say definitely take the opportunity to get on the Empowering Coaching course if you have the opportunity, because it's not just going to be something for your own development, but it's really going to be able to invest in some of the young people that you coach.
I'd recommend it. I mean, anything that obviously helps you develop as a coach can only be a good thing. And I found it very, very useful.
I'll say go on it, and I've recommended it to one of my players that's just become a coach.
Day spent with like-minded coaches and excellent tutoring staff, giving you practical ways in terms of how to develop your session, not just in terms of what you're planning and doing within your session, but also how you're talking and dealing with participants.
Yeah, 100% recommend it. Like you said, it's a really kind of fun, interactive course. It's not dry. It's kind of looked at some really interesting topics, and it's all kind of food for thought then for when you go back into your communities and obviously looking to engage with the young people.